That ought to put it into perspective right there. That is a heck of a lot of wood for that saw to be cutting through. This direction, I bet it's every bit of 36 inches, so. The old 260 Pro has impressed me yet again. I love that saw. I can't see a need to ever get a bigger saw. I'm never really gonna be cutting wood this big, but whenever I ask it to, it does a fantastic job. So, God, y'all have heard me say it a million times, I love this saw. All right, now that monster of a stump behind us, I gotta figure out how to get pushed up here. That's gonna be fun. Show you what I'm working with. So, let's see if the old tractor can roll that gigantic stump all the way over here into this brush pile. Then I got to pull the rest of this out. Not sure, but I think I accidentally did not record the footage of me dragging this over here. But this large piece of wood right here, I can tell it's got the tractor pretty well maxed out. So I'm extremely curious what it weighs. So I just looked up a log weight calculator online. I'm gonna weigh this real quick. I just went and got the forks for the tractor. And it looks like it'll pick it up. I'm gonna haul this all the way up to the wood rack. And then I'm gonna do a cutting video here coming up because I got everything stacked up there in the shade. Let me see what this weighs real quick. I have never used a log weight calculator before, but I can see there is a lot of discrepancy. So, depending on the size of the log, you know, there's a huge end, so depending on the size of the log, you know, there is a long length and a short length. And I was trying to take the average of the two. So I've weighed this two kinds of weight. I've weighed this with the average between the width, you know, the longest and shortest. And then I also weighed it just using the shortest, which I know that means the tree weighs even less than what it truly weighs. So I'm just trying to figure out how to do this and not be exaggerating. But I get anywhere from 2,768 pounds if I use the smallest diameters I see everywhere. So I know the tree weighs more than that. And if I use the average, it's telling me 4,200 pounds. That seems crazy. So we're somewhere between 3,000 and 4,000 pounds. Long story short, this loader is only designed to lift 2,200 to 2,300 pounds. And that's right at where it hinges. So if it lifts this up, that's gonna be mighty impressive. This will be the heaviest thing I've ever lifted. So we're gonna see if it can do it. But you gotta keep in mind, you gotta add another 200 to 300 pounds for the forks there as well. So I'm lifting up well over 3,000 pounds, it looks like, if it'll lift it. I haven't tried yet. If it won't, I'm just trying to cut it in half with a chainsaw and haul it up there with the forks. So let's see what this does. I'll be, the old John Deere has impressed me. Now, I can tell that is a huge amount of weight, and I would never lift that without some kind of counterweight on the back end, because that's putting a lot of stress on the axle. So I'm gonna try to get it up there to the wood rack as quick as I can, but have a smooth ride so I don't stress the axle out anymore. Drop it off, and we're gonna have a neat upcoming episode where I'm at least gonna be able to cut a few more chunks out of that. So let's get all this up to the wood rack. Well, y'all, here we are. This piece right here, I know it looked small on camera, but trust me, it's gigantic. That right there weighed my tractor down. That is without a doubt the heaviest thing I've ever lifted. And even if I go with the lower end numbers, that is 1,000 pounds more than that tractor is designed to lift. So very impressed with the John Deere. It seemed to lift well over 3,000 pounds. Now I can tell you, as far as curling the bucket in, it was maxed out. I couldn't get it to completely curl in, so that's the first time I've ever maxed it out. But just lifting straight up and down, it was still lifting this like it was nothing. So did max one function out there. So I've never used a log calculator before. Maybe I did that right, but I know the largest point was 43 inches. The smallest was 33, so I just kind of took an average on one of my measurements and did 35. But that almost 2,800 pound number I gave you was me using, I think, 33 or so on this end, using the minimum number, and the other end is also right at 33. 5.5 foot long, and I only did it 5 foot because I've got a pretty big face cut out this end. So I was trying to be honest with my numbers there. Like I said, I shot it a little short, I know I did, but that big face cut takes quite a bit of weight out. So this is green live oak wood, without a doubt the most dense wood that we have down here that I'm aware of. I mean, I'm sure something could be a little more dense, but this is some heavy wet stuff right here. So pretty impressed with the tractor, and extremely impressed with that old 260 Pro cutting that. Like I said, one of these measurements was 42 inches and I got 18-inch bars, but luckily with it being 33 inches this way, I was able to just barely get each cut to touch. So that's kind of wild. Still got all this to split from the tree. Got all this to cut up. As you can see, this is why I cut the tree down. Some of these limbs are starting to rot, so like say that piece, for example, I may not get wood out of all that, especially since it's starting to rot on this end. Hopefully it's no more than a foot in there. This looks relatively solid, as well as this. So that's a lot to cut up here. So we're going to have a cutting video coming up, bucking up some firewood, cutting at least, well, probably 4 blocks out of that. That's going to be fun. Really give the saw a workout. Then we'll have a splitting video coming up. And then I got to jump on some other projects around the place. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this video. I enjoyed the heck out of making it. There's always a good day when you get out there and play with a tractor and a chainsaw. 2 of my favorite things to do. It is warming up quickly. We got a bunch of 80-degree days coming up. That's one reason I brought this wood down here. So whenever I do cut it up, as long as I do it before 1 o'clock in the day, I've got nice shade. It'll be cool. So typically I cut it in the field, as y'all know, but it just made more sense to haul it down here now with all these hot days coming up. I'll just come work in the morning time. So with that warm weather coming up, if you watch my other channel, I'm probably going to jump over to our other YouTube channel, our outdoor channel. Link is in the description, because you got spring turkey season coming up and the fishing's about to turn on with all these warm days. So we'll focus on a little bit of that channel and aspect there, you know, the type of videos that we make. But don't worry, there's got to be plenty of tractor work here, mowing, lots of other projects. I constantly flip-flop back and forth, but it just depends on the weather and what I feel like getting done. So a lot more action coming up. Another big month. You know, we've been picking up 200 plus subscribers a month, actually even more than that now. So thank y'all so much to all the new subscribers. It means a lot. Appreciate you taking your time to support the channel. Thanks for watching.